Hi, this is Tom from Rockland Web Design and rocklandnews.com. Thank you for joining us for this AI event. If you're watching this video afterwards, we had a really great session, the state of the web address. I think this is number 8 or number 9. I don't even remember at this point. We've been doing it for so long. But we had some really good participation, and you're going to be seeing it in a moment. If you are interested in having a custom AI chatbot created for you, for your professional or personal business endeavors, whatever have you, we can create those for you within 1 hour's time. If you are interested in this service, go to rocklandweb.com, click on the Get Started button, and just fill out your information, and we can book a 30-minute Zoom to 1 hour Zoom where we can create this custom chatbot for you for pretty much anything that you need. But if this helps you for your personal and professional productivity, I highly recommend that you try this service. So without further ado, the state of the web address for 2024. I hope you enjoy. So today we're going to focus very tightly in on how AI can help your various business and professional and personal concerns. And I'm going to start this off with a story. Magda, who's a long-standing member of the North Rockland community, she puts together the Haverstraw food and pub crawl every year in Haverstraw. So we know each other a while. We were talking right before the meeting and talking about how tough it is to get things done more efficiently. We got the skills, we're in web design and social and all that crap, but getting that stuff done efficiently and also keeping the customer happy and in communication with them is becoming increasingly more difficult, especially, and if somebody gets offended by this, I'm sorry, especially when someone sends you a fax. Okay? The fax is dead, I hope. At some point, I'd like the fax
Not
to go
yet.
away.
Me too. It's
You know what I mean?
shocking.
It's like nothing against the fax, but it's like,
Yep.
I don't. I had we're doing an event, and like a social event, and at a networking group that we were at. The event person, the coordinator, goes up to another person and says, "Hey, you didn't RSVP to the Facebook event." And the guy says, and I quote, "Oh, why don't you just RSVP for me?" Let's think about that for a minute. All right, anybody that's on Facebook, you can't have someone else RSVP for you.
Yeah.
That's the kind of like, is AI for those people? Probably
Yeah.
not. That's okay. What this is for is to not lose your cool when you're dealing with somebody that might be a little bit, like AOL sort of mentality. And again, nothing against it, but I'm just, I say things that are controversial and I take the hit for it. But my point is, it's going to help us, the people that are invested in trying to get the stuff done. It'll make life easier. So last story before we actually, you know what? I'll do the story later. Let's just get right into the ChatGPT part because I don't want to
Yep.
bore it. All right. So this is ChatGPT. All right. This is one of several different AI platforms that are out there right now. This is just the commercially recognizable one because there's so much press around it. There's so much visibility because it literally was the first commercially available AI platform that, quite frankly, and you would imagine that this is the case, that people that let's just say more influential and more affluent individuals had access to for years and years. Okay. So this technology is actually a lot older than we, the consumer, think. AI has been around literally since the 1970s, 1980s. And the reason why I say that is because, remember, all of this technology used to be military grade. The
Hmm.
internet was created by the military. It used to be called ARPANET back in the 1950s. So this sort of technology, it trickles down to the consumer when it becomes something that can
All right.
be mass
What up?
used. All right. So this is just one example of that. Now, for your purposes, I'm going to show you some of the ways that we use this, for instance, for Rockland's News.
Anything can happen with GPS.
So if I can tap,
Yeah.
any of one of you, if you
Yeah.
have a press release or something that you're looking to put out there into the general public, can you give me a few bullet points about that press release. Magda, maybe you have something?
Hold on. I'm sorry, I had to grab the phone, Tom.
Okay, no problem. Julia, do you have something?
Well, the press release, I guess, would be
Okay.
make it something exciting, something that will draw lots of people outside of Haverstraw on regional level, someone from New York City, highlight the beauty of Hudson River,
Okay.
highlight the vibrancy of Haverstraw and variety of different restaurants. What else could it be there?
Yeah. That's great. And I'm actually going to put those directly into here. Promoting the beauty of the Hudson Valley. All right, some bullet points. Focus on some of the restaurants in the area, right?
Yes.
What else?
So did we decide to do like mention what parks, attractions of I guess Haverstraw? We had like that water sports. We have a park. We have a pool. I don't know if we need to be mentioning that.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the food crawl is all about the restaurants, but yeah, we could mention it too. We could mention the water sports, Hudson River, parks. In addition to restaurants, bakeries, groceries, ethnic groceries of Latin and South America.
Ethnic grocery.
The event itself, I know you're also bringing artisan brewery. Usually that's what happens, right? Or like any other highlight of the program.
Stop and go traffic.
Okay, so we got 5 bullet points here. So if you look at the prompt, and we'll talk about what prompts are in a moment, but the prompt I have here is write a press release for rocklandsnews.com promoting the beauty of the Hudson Valley, New York. Okay, so that's the first part of the prompt. It's like the very direct statement that explains that what you want, and then you put in some bullet points, and then finally some constraints, things that you don't want the ChatGPT to do. Don't lie about any of the attractions that you mention above, all right? Because, we want to make sure that we're sticking with the facts. All right. And there's a whole bunch of different things like, I don't know anything, for instance, I don't know much about breweries because that's not my, particular focus, but might know, like you, Julia, I might know a little bit more about parks and attractions in Haverstraw, but I want to make sure that ChatGPT doesn't embellish because sometimes it can embellish. So parts 1, 2, and 3 of the prompt. Part 1 is to tell ChatGPT specifically what you want it to do, kind of like the global level overall thing. The second part is some bullet points. And then the third part is some constraints. And there's more to this, but I'm just going to hit the submit button and let's see what happens. And immediately ChatGPT gets going to work. All right. Now, as a disclaimer, this thing is not alive. I want to say that very clearly. We'll talk about some prompts and some strategies for using it, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. But discover the alluring beauty of the Hudson Valley with Rockland News, a premier source. It talked about Rockland News a little bit. This picturesque region, known for its scenic landscapes and rich history, offers an array of attractions that cater every taste and interest, from gourmet dining and ethnic grocery stores to outdoor adventures and craft breweries. And it goes on and on and on. And it'll literally continue to write based on what you ask it to do. So it's a pretty amazing thing. And, for your purposes, obviously, it wouldn't be about rocklandnews.com. You put your own information in the press release area and so on and so forth. So, and here's a killer part of this is like, it also went to Rockland News and it took the about information. It literally added that into the press release. I didn't even ask it to. So it's,
Right.
you know, I say it's at some point we'll be calling it, you know, we'll have another pronoun for it or whatever the hell. But it's really deeply showing some results. Now, obviously, it's not necessarily going to be perfect on the first try. Here's where computing has taken a huge quantum leap up is, let's say, for instance, now I look at this and I'm like, well, you know, this is great, but can you uh let's see, what is it? Craft breweries. Can you mention in the press release a specific brewery as an example? Please add lucascandies.com.
And the brewery, your friend, and the member, I forgot now again the name of the brewery. It's something catchy, but I forgot.
Stony Brewing Company?
Yes.
Yeah, and Stony Point Brewing, I think it is. Let me just make sure that I got that right. Site. Yeah, Stony Point Brewing. Yes, I'm over 21 for goodness sakes.
Half of a mile, keep right, onto
Point
Fletcher
Brewing and Lucas Candies. All right, so I'm adding some additional information, and we're going to send the message. And now it will literally rewrite the press release and then add in this information.
Right. Yeah, pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So we use this for a variety of stuff. Not so much on the search engine optimization side, because honestly, you got to have really custom content, but we can create templates for press releases, writings, news, things like that very, very quickly. And then afterwards, we'll take this, drop it into a Microsoft Word document, and then customize it any way we want. And there we have adding to the culinary journey, Lucas Candies. By the way, they have a beer and chocolate tasting this Friday at Lucas Candies. And we're also
That's
doing something over at Stony Brewing Company on April 20th. Magda, you know about that. It's going to be a fun time. So that's, you know, that's kind of like a general starting point. I don't want to go too much into my stuff. So I'll turn it over to y'all. And if you'd like, I can just tell me to hit pause. And if you have a question off, you know, off of the recording, please let me know. Any questions about anything we've done so far?
Tom, like you did the press release is great. Can you explain how your business uses it? Give us other examples of how to use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now this is going to get a little techie because one of our divisions in the company is web design. I've been a web
Mhm.
design for 17 years. We only landed Rockland News in 2020, but I can give you a very real and personal story about how I used it, especially for last year. So last year we had a really difficult time with shifts of various long-standing members of our team that decided to move into different areas. Some of them I ended up having to fire, quite frankly. Some of them who've been with me for a long time decided to go into different careers. And look, I get it. I mean, the web development industry, it could cause burnout, and I've burned out several times doing it. When those people left, I had to take on their roles, at least temporarily, while I had to find new people to take over. So an example was our operations manager left in March of 2023. I couldn't just like, bam, get a new operations director. It's like, oh yeah, here's X number of dollars and do what the last person did. I had to train the person. So while that was happening, I had to take care of that person's jobs. One of the jobs had to do with programming some of the websites, and I'm going to show you a live example of that. So we manage, right now we manage about 120 websites, and we design them as well. So some of the examples of this, I'm going to show you some on the screen here. So here's one that we did last week. Here's another one, Rockland County Jazz and Blues Society. And there's programming that goes into it. So let's say, I'm just going to give you an example here. Let's say we want to take this button and we want to make it a different color. Something really, really simple. Just want to make it a different color. All right. So I'm going to take this website address. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT, and I'll explain this later. We created individual chat bots for each role that the previous people did. So in other words, like for instance, we have a web designer chat bot that's specifically programmed and trained to manage and code for our WordPress websites. And I'm going to go over there. It's called the Genesis device. It's a little Star Trek reference. All right. And I'm going to say, I am trying to change the color, the color of the gray button on the website homepage of rcjbs.org. And you know, we got to give it specific instructions like where to find this stuff. So
okay.
So the button, all right. Can you give me the style code? It's called CSS code.
Right.
To color the button blue. All right. It's just generally, I could get more detailed and everything. The button in reference to the above says read my story, just so that it knows, like it'll read and find out where that exact thing is. Okay. I could put other parameters, but I'm just gonna, you know, just for the sake of time, send message. And watch what it comes back with. Give it a minute. So right now it's reading that RCJBS story.
Yep.
It does put a disclaimer. It's like, you know, it's not exactly sure, but there you go. It writes the code for you.
That's insane.
Yep. Other things that it can do. So there was a point where the Nanuet, not the Nanuet, the North Rockland Chamber of Commerce, we had to consolidate all of the listings on the members page because there's a lot of them, right? So business directory here. So we have people for various things and so on and so forth. I'm going to go to one specific category. I'm going to go to banking. All right. And there's three people on, three different companies on there, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the web address. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to ask it, I'm going to start a new basic chat. Can you tell, and this is going to sound really cheesy, but be really nice to the AI. I found, and there's actually been studies done on this, all right? The way that you prompt the AI, if you treat it, I don't want to say it's a human being, it is not, okay? But if you treat it with that kind of je ne sais quoi, like, hey, what's going on? Like, how you doing and everything, it acts like a friendlier chat bot. And that way, if it, and sometimes it'll come back and it'll say, I cannot do this. This is not within my parameters, right? You open up another chat and you ask the same question, but in a nicer way, it'll come back with the response that you're looking for. It's pretty nuts.
Amazing.
So I'm going to say, hi, I was wondering if you can help me with something. Consolidating some information for me from a website. Can you help? And I'm not even going to put the next prompt in. I'm just going to see if the chatbot is like aligned with this. And it's going to say, of course I can, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to say, great, this is awesome. Can you pull the web addresses from this website and put into a CSV format for me? All right, now here's the crazy part, okay? So it's just, and right now it's just, for this particular, for the banking category, we only have 3 bankers in the thing. So, all right, let's see what happens. Now, it may or may not work. I don't know.
Okay.
Sometimes it says it can't read it, yada, yada. But in this case, yep. So it's going to scrape the information. All right. Now the question is it going to follow up with a CSV? Yep. So now it's going ahead and it's creating an Excel spreadsheet with all this information.
I can't take it.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, Tom, how might, like, for instance, I have a long list in Word.
Uh-huh.
Like I just have a list of things that I've reviewed
Yep.
from A to Z, and I would like to then place that into a CSV format. How might I ask ChatGPT to do that?
Yeah, the way I look at it is, and again, this helped me a lot last year, is I treat it not like a human being, but as, an assistant. So I'll literally ask of it, and here's that Excel file, right?
Yep.
Well, I'll literally ask it in kind of human terms, and I'm not trying to get all 1984 or 2001 sort of thing, but AI is built on human engrams. Bottom line, okay? Because there's stages for creating an AI system. So the first is the database. Where is it getting the initial information from? So with ChatGPT, it's got, I mean, literally like trillions of data sets inside of it that basically OpenAI went out and stole. I'm just saying, went out and, well, let's not say stole because I don't want to get sued, but they let's just say they borrowed, right? And there's going to be some things about that, but so the data is the first part. Then there's the programming part where it's like, okay, look for these data sets. But then there's another part, which is the human training part. You literally have teams of humans that are training, like, what to say in response to certain things. So, and this is where it's not human, it's just picking up the human engrams of whoever's training it. That's why, and studies have been shown, the first part is to kind of like friendly ask ChatGPT the question. All right. So as an example, you're trying to consolidate information, Magda, I think you said from a Word document.
Yeah, so I have like a list from A to Z, alphabetical order of reviews that I did on certain items. I would like that to then go into a CSV format.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I know how to do it the human way, but what would the AI way be?
Yeah, absolutely. So here's an example. I have just grab a data set here that I have. Let's see, operations, data. Okay. So let's go. I'm going to use Zoho leads. That's an old list from way back when. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to use a new ChatGPT screen, and I'm going to say, hi, I was wondering if you can consolidate the information on this document and just give me the email addresses that are on it, or whatever. Let's say the reviews or anything like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Matter of fact, I got an idea just to make it closer to your request. Let me go to our Google reviews page, g.page. There's a whole bunch of reviews, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste this directly into ChatGPT. So reviews, and I'm going to take this and let's just grab a whole bunch. So I'm going to take the text, I'm going to copy and paste it like this. Copy, go back to ChatGPT. All right. In some text that I am copying and pasting to you. I just need the names of the people that wrote the reviews. In list format. Let's actually do CSV format because it'll actually create the script. Okay, and then I'm just going to copy and paste it. Can you help? Wait for it to respond. Again, you know, all nicey nice. Sometimes OpenAI will ask you things. And now I'm just going to pop that in and let's see what happens. I'm just literally just taking all the crap and dumping it in there. Let's see what happens. Now it's going to pick up a pattern. There you go.
Oh my gosh, that's
Just the names
crazy.
pop in. And then I'll respond, great. Can you put all those names into a CSV document? Because I think it kind of misinterpreted what I was
Right.
asking for. I didn't want like, you know, text. I wanted like a CSV document.
Yep.
And let's see. And admittedly, sometimes it's just not going to know what you're looking for or anything like that. I've done it multiple times where it's like, you know, I don't understand and finally I give up. So it's not, again, it's not perfect for everything. But again, going back to the point, this saved me, I mean, in some cases, 90% of the time
That's
that
crazy.
in order to ultimately, and it's very, you can actually load up files. I'm going to load up, please add this file to the CSV file. All right, I'm going to load up that Zoho document.
Mm-hmm.
Operations, where is it? Server data, there it is. Boom, Zoho leads. And let's see. And the less information you give it, the more it's going to be all over the place. So I'm not sure what's
Oh,
come back, but if you give it very specific parameters, it will come back and it'll do what you need. And there you go. It added the new document. So now this is combined from the reviews as well as the Excel spreadsheet that I just loaded up. And there it is right now.
whoa.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, yeah. So
Tom, I'm gonna have to take a hike.
yeah, no problem.
But thank you. That was so informative. I'm grasping what one can do with ChatGPT. If you could kindly send the link so I could download it, I'd be grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I should
Um,
mention we also build custom AI chatbots with your personality. We can get it done in an hour's time. You know, you could probably do it on your own, Magda, if you need help with that, or if you know somebody that needs help with it. We can literally build a custom chatbot with their own personality and their own information within an hour's time.
wow.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tom. It was
Thank you
super
so much,
informative.
Tom.
No problem.
Very appreciated.
Okay.
No sweat.
Awesome. I'll see you soon, Tom.
All
Take
right.
care.
Take
Bye,
care.
Julia.
All
See
right.
ya.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank
All
you,
right.
Tom.
Take care. All right. And for those of you that are left in the meeting, I'm just going to show you a few other things. And thank you for being here today. I'm going to show you a few other things with another system that's pretty darn amazing, and that's called Midjourney. Now, this is more of kind of like a personal thing that I use for fun. I wouldn't say it's used for work as much, but Midjourney is a tool that allows you to create artwork with just a few words and requests. I'm going to show you an example of that. Obviously, I got so many different screens open and so on and so forth. My apologies. But let's take a look at Midjourney, which is a pretty awesome tool. Okay, so my images. These are all images that were created in Midjourney. So this is for a company that we're building a website for. It's like it's a soccer academy for kids. And we took that image, created it inside of Midjourney, and ultimately have it sitting as the background of this website. So we're still building the website. It's under construction right now, but we started off with like a really nice design at the, anyway, I'm not going to get into that, but and that's just one image. So there's tons of images, like for instance, this, I'm just going to go through some of them. And all I did was I asked Midjourney to create a picture of a European football game in a high school stadium where somebody is kicking a goal. And literally within a matter of, I'd say, a minute, 2 minutes tops, it created that look and feel. Now, how does it do that? It does that with the help of various individual data sets, just like with ChatGPT. But in the case of the artwork, it's trained on the art of everything from Leonardo da Vinci to Salvador Dali and everyone in between. I sure hope Andy Warhol isn't there because, well, anyway, nothing against Andy Warhol. That's just my own personal thing. But the point is that you can create really cool artwork with just a few individual. And for those of you that are in a meeting, if you can, just mention to me during the, and if you want, just raise your hand. I'll pause and you can ask what you want to have generated, and we'll come right back into the meeting and we'll generate that through Midjourney. So I'm just waiting for, okay. All right, chat's coming through. You want me to pause it? Okay, be right back and we'll tell me what it is that you want and we'll come right back. Okay, we're back and we're going to put in your request. And just for those of you that are listening in on this, we're going to do a very, very specific image of a craft beer brewery. And this is a great suggestion. Thank you. Because we're doing a pub crawl in a few weeks. We're going to experiment with this. By the way, those of you that are local here, this is not a Chamber of Commerce thing. We're actually going to do this kind of like, kind of grassroots, if you will. It's going to be on April 20th. If you're interested, please contact me. Low key, small scale. And it's going to be with 3 breweries in West Haverstraw from one location to another. And plan on bringing your walking shoes because one of the breweries is about a 3/4 of a mile away, but you can handle it. Come on, take the skirt off. All right, I shouldn't have said that, but anyway. All right, so I just tell it like it. This is why I get in trouble online. Like I'm on Facebook and everything, and I toe the line, but I mean, sometimes you just got to tell it like it is. And by the way, just as a disclaimer, using Midjourney has helped me to express myself in a way that my words do not. Kind of like just kind of explaining things in a more visual sense. So enough of the vernacular. Let me show you how it's used. So basically, Midjourney, you click on Community when you're in Midjourney. There's a few techie things that you have to do in order to connect with the software, the application online. And here it is. So I'm not going to go through all the onboarding steps. If you're interested in that, contact me. We could set you up in 1 hour or less. But this thing where it says newbies, all right, that's for just general artwork. And you're going to see people are just posting different types of requests for types of artwork. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a prompt. It's going to say imagine. Okay. And then I'm going to say a craft brewery, friendly atmosphere, '50 guests, musicians, say rock musicians, and ambient lighting. And obviously, again, with ChatGPT and Midjourney, same exact thing. The more prompts you give it, the better. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do a little techie thing is set the size of the picture. And it's going to be aspect ratio 16:9. All right. So in other words, it's a landscape view, not like a portrait view. All right. And now we're going to wait a few minutes. Excellent suggestion, by the way. That's really good. And then we just wait for it to run. And I should mention this as a disclaimer with all these AI applications. There's typically a free version, like any software, or a trial version, but the premium versions of these applications are much more robust. This Midjourney thing I spend $10 a month on, not a big deal, right? And with ChatGPT, we actually have a professional account for ChatGPT that costs us $20 a month. There's also a team version and all that crap. And there you go. So it gives us 4 different pictures, and then you choose the one that you like the best. And quite frankly, the one that I like the best is, well, this one is pretty close to what you got as far as the atmosphere over at your establishment. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to get a larger version of this. And the way I do is I hit the U1 button. So this is panel 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to hit U1 and it's going to upscale it. And there it is. And now what we do is we save the image, put it into our downloads folder, and we're good to go. And now we have that image. And then we could put it on a website or on a social media post or whatever have you. So really cool thing. And I'll send this to you after the meeting. If this is useful for you, just use it. I don't care. Just do it. And, just to close out this meeting, and this is probably one of the shortest state of the web addresses I've done. I wish I could do more. We've done this for, I think, 7 or 8 years in a row, but it's a very busy time. So we're just going to do it, and hopefully it's useful for your purposes. So the last thing I want to talk about is a little bit of a warning. And that has to do with what's out there often. I'm actually going to put my blue light filter glasses on for this. A little bit of a warning on AI. Now, I can't say as a small business owner that's, not in the halls of power or whatever the F you call it these days. I don't know where AI is completely going. I don't think anybody really does. But I have heard in various communities, even in the science communities, that there's a concern that maybe technology is moving a little bit too quick. Maybe, if we, spread disinformation or something using the power of AI, we could cause like mass, let's say mass gatherings to go the wrong way. Or, let's say, for instance, I mean, I'm not even going to get into the political thing, but like elections and spreading bad information or good information or whatever. I'm not even going to forget it. Forget I even said it. Those are legitimate concerns. Because imagine if you took an artificial intelligence module and you connected it with the ability to launch nuclear missiles. That's the extreme version. Now, is any government going to do that? Of course not. They're still old school. I talked about the fax before. They're literally probably still using like the double key code thing. And again, that's none of my business, but it is a legitimate concern. My premise is that if these sets of systems, ChatGPT, Midjourney, all these different tools, if these tools are commercially available, then they've gone through a series of safety checks. That doesn't mean that something can go wrong in the future, but if you have something that you need to speed up your productivity and your efficiency on something, by all means, absolutely use it, because it's not like what you're doing, I hope, is going to cause a terrible result. All you're doing is taking, for instance, marketing tools, technology requests, productivity things to help you to like consolidate data, create a nice visual piece, any of that stuff, and it'll allow you to get those things done much more efficiently. So that's it, I think. Now, if you have any questions, we'll stay around. I'll hit the pause recording button again at the end of this. If you have any questions about AI, or if you'd like us to build a custom chat bot specifically for your organization, feel free to contact us. And I'm just going to give you my contact information here. Let me just bring it up on the screen. So the best way to reach me is not by email. All right. The best way to reach me is on our website, our first website, which is rocklandweb.com. We've been in business for 17 years. I think we do a pretty darn good job. And there's a place where you can get started now. So you click on that. And then all you have to do is just fill out a really, really simple form about what you need. Okay, if it's for AI, I would say I want to run my organization better. And then please ask about the thing that you're interested in. And there's a little thing about AI there. You just tap that, and then we'll get back to you. And it's a 1 hour or less session where we'll just build a custom chatbot for you. And then you could use it for your own purposes. And always, good philosophy, always continually work to make it better, make yourself better, make the tools you use better. And I think generally speaking, if we follow those philosophies, regardless of the questions and concerns that we have with the technology, it'll overall produce a net positive result. That's all for the state of the web address for 2024. And I hope you have a great rest of the year. And hope to see you at the music festival. The Stony Music Fest is from July 10th to July 13th in Stony Point. You can go to stonymusicfest.com, check that out. That's the thing that I'm really into, so much so that I'm starting to wear these cool glasses. And you all have a great rest of the year. Peace.